You're listening to the Home Improvement Report Podcast 2.0. I've rebooted. This is episode number 34. Today, I'm talking about improvement versus innovation. Hello, I'm your host, Gary Neidert, and wow, things have been going wild and crazy. I want to welcome you to this episode where I talk about improvement versus innovation. Plus, I want to tell a story about Pecan Lodge. It's a restaurant in Dallas, and I want to talk about how they used innovation during this new business paradigm for their business. So let's just get on right into it. Improvement versus innovation. And I looked online. I found a website. It comes from, this information comes from elevatenetwork.com. It's an article. Improvement or process of improvement refers to looking at how something is done, the steps, the roles, and materials used, and making it more effective and efficient. This could be something like boarding planes by zones instead of rows, bankers' lines instead of individual lines, or even something simple like improved signage in a business place or in busy places. Innovation means doing or creating something that is new in order to grow, keep up with competition, or be groundbreaking industry leaders. It could be a new process, a new product that changes the way we lived, for example, the smartphone, or a new business model that changes the way we interact with organizations or online shopping. Well, we've been experiencing some of that over the years. We talked about it said there the smartphone. You know, there was only so much you could do with a flip phone. You know, there was the flip phone. It was just a phone. They did add a camera to it, and you could do video with it. Then they added text to it. But then came the iPhone or the smartphone, and it could do all kinds of things. People run their lives off of their iPhone now. My wife is a power iPhone user. My daughter is a power iPhone user, and they run all kinds of stuff off their smartphone. So that was an example of improvement versus innovation. Improvement is just an incremental change along the way, maybe adding a feature. But innovation, it's totally something new or unheard of in the way someone does business or a product or whatever. So let's talk about forced innovation. And this also comes from an article online. I don't have the information of where it came from. Excuse me while I take a drink. Water does the body good. So let's talk about forced innovation. Well, we're kind of in that place. Forced innovation, a spike in virtual communication. Evidence continues to emerge linking remote work to increased productivity. Well, I am a good example of that. When I started working from my home office in 96, 97, my productivity shot through the roof. And it would be very difficult to go back into a regular office environment. So let's keep on with this article here. Working from home has been viewed as a privilege for employees rather than a necessity. That is until now. There has been a huge shift in behavior, and suddenly work from home setups and virtual communication tools are looking like an excellent investment. And I would say so. I would agree with that. And even the school system. Now the kids are out of school. They can't go to school because of mandates. Well, the teachers have innovated with the help of companies like Zoom.us, Skype, and others, where students, even though they're not in school, they still are on a daily plan lesson. My grandkids, they're in grade school. I was at their house yesterday. They live just a few minutes from us. And they had to check in, one at 12 o'clock, the other one at 12:15. And they used their iPads, and they were online with their teacher and some of their classmates. And the teacher was able to continue with that semi sort of normal routine, but it kept them in a routine of such so that they're still learning. They still have assignments. They're still learning things. So that's a forced innovation. Another one I want to talk about is I read this online the other day, and it really it got my attention. Maybe you've heard of them, maybe not, but it's a restaurant in Dallas. If I'm not mistaken, they might be in Deep Ellum. I know they're on Main Street, 2700 block of Main Street in downtown Dallas. But and I'll read a little bit from the article here. This was on March 21st. Hello, everyone. It's Diane and Justin Fortin. I hope I said your name right. Owners of Pecan Lodge. As small business owners, we've decided to use our public platform to discuss our personal response to the virus pandemic. And, they basically had to look at their business on what to do differently. It goes on to say, we decided in that moment, they were talking about some of the announcements that the mayor had made. In that moment, we would continue to operate our business as long as we could and still make payroll. We have a responsibility to provide our staff with a source of income and serve our customers as long as possible and are committed to see it through. We agreed when we reached the point we could no longer generate enough income to pay the staff, we would let them go so they could apply for unemployment benefits. And then she keeps going. But I told Justin that before that happened, I would like to cook every last bit of food we had available and distribute it to those in need in our community. Justin agreed. But there was something still at work there in the both of them. And Justin had an idea, because up to that point, once they did that, their business was shut down, gone for who knows how long. Justin had an idea. He wanted to find a way to serve the community. And this is Justin. He said, think about it, honey. We have a restaurant and a 12,000 square foot commissary, both centrally located in the city. We can feed thousands of people a day. Think of all the first responders, medical staff, and others on the front lines that will soon be overwhelmed. All the families with a sudden loss of income, just like us, we can help them. We can feed them. Well, it was a fantastic idea. So they put together a nonprofit organization. I was trying to get to here. Okay, they put together a nonprofit organization called Dinner Bell Dallas. It will provide low-cost, high-quality meals to individuals and families in need, as well as healthcare workers and our first responders in our community on the front lines battling this pandemic. Our relief efforts will be centered around three primary goals: home delivery of meals to support families, box lunches, catering support for businesses and government entities tasked with feeding emergency personnel and operation staff, low-cost meal options for the general public through various distribution points located throughout the cities. And they got help from the mayor of Dallas. So this is how they approached this crisis and turned it around. So am I saying you need to start a nonprofit and go out and give your wares away or whatever? No, this is an example of innovation versus improvement. I mean, this is a totally innovative idea in what they're doing. This is going to allow them to continue to feed people. It will allow them to stay active in the community. And when things finally do come back to normal, and it might be the new normal, but they open up their restaurant again, their name will be in the forefront of people's minds when all this comes back to normal or the new normal. So I want you to think about that. Think about what you could do in your business to innovate instead of just making incremental improvements in what you're doing. Innovate. How can you serve your client in such a way that maybe has never been done before, but that would serve your client? And it may not be for an immediate return. It may be to put your business in the forefront of their minds whenever things turn back around and we get out of this shelter in place thing. So innovate, 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 innovate. I want you to know you have what it takes to innovate during this time of our new normal. Step back for a moment and ask yourself this question: how can I innovate and serve my clients? Not can I, but how can I innovate and serve my clients? How can I help them? Some of the ideas that you come up with, it may surprise you. Now let me know if there is anything I can do to help. Well, what's coming up next? Well, I'm constantly searching for new information, new ideas that I can share with you guys, that whether it pertains to the home improvement industry that consumers and contractors will enjoy, or something that's just hopefully uplifting. Also, I'm still working on lining up some fantastic guests that I'll know you'll get some great insights from. Now, you probably know someone that would be a great guest for the Home Improvement Report, right? Well, let me know a little bit about their story. I'm always looking for great stories of business successes. The story behind the story. Now, I want to talk about my sponsor. Starting that last episode number 33, I have a sponsor. It's the home, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But as far as this podcast goes, I want you to go to thehomeimprovementreport.com, subscribe to the show. Now, we're on iTunes, Stitcher, and a whole lot more. Check it out, subscribe to the podcast, and listen to previous episodes of the Home Improvement Report. So let's talk about our sponsor. Have you ever struggled to find the right marketing tool, a promotional product for your company that will effectively communicate your message to your prospects, to your clients? To imprint your sales message on the minds of your prospects. Whether you're looking for giveaway items for a trade show, and like I said in episode 33, that's probably going to be a while before we get back into the live events, but we will get back to them. So giveaway items for trade shows, t-shirts, or more, go check out masterworkmarketing.com. We will help guide you and help you get what you need to make the most impact with your marketing project. Go to masterworkmarketing.com for more information, or call 972-771-7899 for more information. Contact me if you have any questions regarding today's podcast, or if you'd like information on masterworkmarketing.com. I'm Gary Neidert, and you've just experienced the Home Improvement Report podcast. Call me, 972-771-7899. Thanks for listening.